dopest dope I've ever smoked. Hands down, dopest dope I've ever smoked.
It's not better than the Blue Oyster. You can't be. I don't think I can't handle better than
This
this.
is like...
We don't want to mix too much with that, though.
You afraid?
No, because we got to rate Slurricane.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's put it over there. Okay.
Unless you want to rate it off the bat.
Welcome to Smoke with Us. I'm Eastwood.
I'm Blue.
And welcome back to our
Virtual Smoke Circle.
Yeah.
We started this because we thought a stoner's life can be lonely. And so let's make the world less lonely. One podcast episode at a time.
Hells yeah.
Maybe some comment interactions, maybe some emails.
We are smoking on Slurricane. We did a bowl and a bong and a joint, and then we have another joint waiting
Yes.
for during the podcast.
And I'll probably light it pretty soon. And I would say, and so now we rate our we rate our podcast. That's what I almost said. We rate our high, and then you guys can pause, catch up, or do whatever you want. I would say I'm like at a 7, but like a 7 that's like leaving the outpost. Like he knows he's going places.
I'm at a 7. I'm like just got here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you on the other side.
And we're back.
We back.
Back again. Oh man, I heard something today which fucking made me laugh so hard. Someone was telling a story, and they're like, yeah, so BC, I was, doing this, and this.
Wait, they said BC for because?
No. Before COVID.
Oh no! I think I hate that more, dude.
Bro, I love it. It is so trashy and stupid that it's just like fucking great.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I laughed so hard. I was like, wait, you just said BC. And he's like, yeah, before COVID. I was like, holy fuck.
Oh my God, dude.
So I'm going to start saying that now.
Oh, for the love of God, please don't, dude. Every day is a battle, and that's going to make the battle worse.
BC, bro.
Oh my God.
And then after COVID is going to be AC. It's like a new historical timeline.
Dude, that would, if we actually did that, I'd be like, what a fucking selfish piece of shit world generation we have.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we go through one epidemic and we change the whole calendar system, even though there's been countless throughout history. Do you know the Black Plague wiped out 50% of the population?
Yeah, no, I know.
We're at less than 1% right now, which I'm not saying those deaths don't matter. I'm just saying not enough to change the calendar system.
It called COVID? And can you put a before plague BP?
But could you hashtag the new calendar system into existence? I don't think so.
I mean, with Twitter, you can now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like a Twitter person is like, you can now, so that's their problem. They didn't have Twitter. I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too, but it's just kind of like, I hate it so much. I'm just like, well, I don't even care at this point.
Actually, I feel you though. I think you're like you. I feel like hatred's almost like, it's not a spectrum. It's not a line. It's a circle. Yeah. Like you can hate things so much that it's almost like you like them again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I had a very similar journey with V. So I'll be like, that's V annoying.
Oh, I know.
So like I hated it, but like it was like so much hatred. I'm like, I'm gonna start using it.
Yeah.
Like so like I'll be like, oh, I'm V excited. People will be like, I hate that. I'm like, right. Isn't that horrible?
That's just such trash that
they're
like
gonna
do it anyway.
Yeah, they're like, you should never say that again. I'm like, right, but that's exactly why I'm gonna say it again.
Because it annoys you.
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of like that. It's like so much.
I get so much joy out of other people's annoyment sometimes that I'm like, wow, this is a little weird.
No, I feel you. There's something nice about it sometimes.
It's just like, fuck this year, man, and fuck you.
See, why are you... this is what I hate about COVID most socially, is we now blame everything on the year, even things we did before or after this year. Like you still
No,
like
for
when
sure. I
people
get
were
what you
annoyed
mean.
before COVID.
Yeah.
And so you're like, fuck this year. That's my excuse for being kind of shitty. And it's like, wait, no, you were always kind of shitty.
I just suppressed it. Now I'm letting it
No,
go.
I was just saying in general though. Like that's what people are doing.
Yeah.
They're like, because fuck this year. And you're like, you did that anyways, Shirley.
Yeah. I did think that this year started off pretty good in like January, and then February came and the world before us was crumbling.
Yeah. But c'est la vie.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to make it till next year.
I mean, I feel like you're good, dog.
No. Yeah. No, I feel like I'm good too, but
I mean, I feel like the apocalypse is ending.
I don't really feel like it's been an apocalypse.
Me neither. But that's what's the problem with it. It's like everyone almost is like, is this? And then we all kind of look around like, no, but what is it?
Yeah. Like it just makes us really uncomfortable. And it's like all facets of life. Like people who hate wearing masks, people who don't like being inside, just all this shit. Everyone's just like, God damn it. And eventually, even if you like those things, eventually you're just like, I need to go outside.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there might be someone out there who doesn't do that, but I think everyone goes outside.
I think
eventually.
I just realized your initial thing is like, there's people who like masks. I mean, hate masks. And then there's people who don't really like going outside. Is that what you're saying? Like those are like the two
No,
camps?
I'm saying like there are people like who are on both sides of the spectrum are
Okay.
resistant towards.
No, that's what I'm
what's
saying.
happening.
But that was like your showing of the
Yeah.
spectrum. That's hilarious.
Because I associate anyone who doesn't want to wear a mask with the fucking, which there probably are left people that are the same way, but more of like right wing people who are like, I don't fucking like this mask covering my face. I can't breathe.
Dude,
All this
the thing
bullshit.
I hate about being so politicized, like the world, is like anything you say has to fall on like somewhere on a spectrum instead of like, oh, how about we actually talk about this and try to like come to a conclusion for at least the majority of people. And what I mean by that is like, I think we should wear a mask. But like, I do think there's a real discussion about certain things where it's like the fact that like we were forced to, like, you know what I mean? Like there are some Supreme Court people like cases now to some governors that are saying the governors went like, don't have the power. Not that they shouldn't or shouldn't have, but legally they didn't have the power. You know what I mean? To like declare those things. And so like, I think there is like a real interesting discussion of freedoms and like, when is it okay to take away freedoms for safety?
Yeah.
But that's the constant pull of like freedom, if you will. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's like
for
the
sure.
access to freedom is safety essentially. And I'm not saying anything specific because I don't know, but I think that's a really interesting discussion. But if you even bring it up, everyone's just like, you're just a fucking right winger. Or like if you bring up a different discussion that's like, hey guys, the reason we should wear a mask is because this. And like, if we look, the countries who didn't shut down but wore a mask actually like are doing better than us. And so they could stay open better. It's like, as soon as you bring up a mask, they're like, you're a fucking left winger.
Yeah.
And it's
You're
like-
communist.
It's like, I can think of ways to argue on a leftist position why we shouldn't shut down or like lock down as hard. And I can think of ways in a right wing position why everyone should wear masks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, you get what I mean? Like, I'm like, these things aren't as binary as we're making them. But like, if you even start bringing it up, people just get uncomfortable because they're just like, oh no, are we have to end our friendship?
Yeah. It's just like, dude, I cannot stand our like political system here.
I know. Well, and especially now, like, I think it's just kept getting crazier and crazier. And I think there's a lot of reasons you could point to, but yeah, it kind of
Like,
drives me nuts.
As a fucking whole, everyone in it just needs to go the fuck away.
And you know what the worst problem is? To talk to people about like the real problems with our thing always has to sound conspiratorial because it's the system. And systems work in incremental changes with people here making small decisions that lead to bigger things. But when you actually start breaking down that logic, people are like, that sounds like a conspiracy. And it's like, you know what else sounds like a conspiracy? The systematic like oppression of black people. But we all jump on board on that. And I'm not criticizing. I'm saying we should.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that shows you how like no matter what you believe, there's been times and periods of life that literally laws have been made literally because of black people. Even if they didn't say black people, you know what I mean? It was purposely like keep things out. You know what I mean? And so it's like, if you explain that to a person that didn't really know that, that sounds conspiratorial.
Yeah, for sure.
Because things in a system sound conspiratorial.
Yeah.
And so it's like, even if you're not trying to bring up like things that we'd all just, most of us would agree with, like offhandedly to some degree, you know what I mean? To even varying degrees. Like, I even think you can even mention JFK now, and to varying degrees, everyone's like, I mean, it is a little weird. I believe the official story, but I understand why this happened. Like, like, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, to bring up any like current issues, like you're like, hey man, actually they're all kind of like feeding towards like the military industrial complex. And like you can like plant like, you know, point it out step by step. They're like, that sounds like a conspiracy. And it's like, I guess because it is one, but they are real sometimes, you know. I'm not saying I'm not saying lizard people did this.
Regular reptilians.
I'm saying
Oh my God.
I'm saying that man did from these declassified documents. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Like, you could break down things that happen in your store as conspiratorial. Like,
Yeah.
and like, and in the store you work at, I meant. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I love conspiracy theories, though. I know you guys already know this, but I think it's fun.
Oh, it's for sure fun. But the problem is, if you take it too seriously and you go down the rabbit hole seriously,
Yeah,
it will make you go crazy.
Yeah, you gotta. It's a grain of salt for sure.
Yeah, oh, and slash, you gotta be able to laugh at it. Like,
That's honestly the funniest thing about it. To
like,
me.
you should honestly, I think you should come at all conspiracies like comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Comedy is about making you laugh, and then sometimes you get truth out of it, but you'll cipher through. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you'll be like, oh, that wasn't true. You know what I mean? Or you'll be like, oh, there was a little bit of truth in that. I see it. I see how that was stupid. You know what I mean? Or whatever. That's how I feel like you have to come at conspiracy theories.
The one thing that I'm always hoping for is like, I'll like sort of believe like one of the crazy ones, and then one day it comes to be true, and I'm like, oh, I fucking knew it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's like 2 or 3 conspiracies that I'm like, I don't believe it, but if it happens, I kind of did.
Like Draco reptilians?
No.
I'm sorry, guys. That is like our favorite thing. It's like Draco reptilians because it's just so
It's
fucking
so crazy.
It is so crazy.
It's so crazy. If you guys get down to Draco reptilians, dude, good luck, dude. Be careful on your rise up. You know, it's like snorkeling. It's like fucking going deep in the ocean. You have to come up slowly,
dude. It's and like the fact that people would actually believe this is true.
to like such a degree, dude. Like, it's not even like, hey man, I kind of have this idea. Like I can kind of see it. They're like, they're fucking real. You're sleeping. Like,
yeah, dude, it's pretty nuts. They have fucking Netflix documentaries about it. It's hilarious. Bunch of comedians have been talking recently about it. Well, not a bunch of comedians, just the 3 that we listen to.
yeah, it's hilarious though. Oh man.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I had something too, but what?
So I had this like, I don't even know how. Ow, motherfucker.
Did you just burn yourself with the joint?
Yeah.
But like from one hand to the next?
Yeah. It was weird. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so Blue sent me this fucking video about these auto blow sex toys.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and it's like a marketing campaign where this guy like has this shitty sign and a table, and he basically like is outside in Central Park, and he's like, hey, if you could have a woman give you a blowjob or an auto blow sex toy, which would you prefer?
An auto blow is like a tiny, like almost like robot, like automatic, like robotic, essentially fleshlight looking thing that you stick, and then it like moves like a blowjob, and it's supposed
Yeah.
to simulate a blowjob.
But they have one that has like full AI, guys. Like
it learns what you like.
and it has a water heater and cooler, so it makes it feel cold or warm, like whatever you want. And I'm like,
Remember the sex robots?
bro, I was like, holy fuck. And it like looks huge. Like it looks ridiculous. But I was like, and it's only like $219, which is a lot. But like in the end of the day, like to get an AI to suck your dick
Yeah,
for
but
200.
we're gonna be having the same conversation in like 10 years about like a robot that's like 5'2" and looks like the Jetsons almost, like robot lady, and she's gonna be cleaning everything. It's gonna be $1,000, and we're gonna be like, I mean, it's $1,000, but to have a fucking maid,
I'd fucking do it.
right?
Yeah, but I was just like watching videos about this. It looks super fucking interesting.
So you bought one?
No, I did not buy one.
Yeah.
No, I probably won't. I don't know.
I mean, my birthday is kind of far away, but I love early birthday presents.
Your birthday's next year, you dumb bitch.
I said early.
My birthday's before yours.
All right. For your birthday, you know, they say giving is better than receiving. And
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. I just find
Give
that
a-
so.
give a man a blowjob, then he has a blowjob for one afternoon. Give him an auto blow, he'll have a blowjob for a lifetime.
Well, until it dies. But the fact that they have AI just blew my mind. Like, you can learn how you like your dick sucked. Not jerked, sucked.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And it's like a legitimate system. It's not like a fleshlight. Like, it's like legitimate.
you
It's fucking
got,
crazy.
you got a computer in your sex toy.
Yeah, your computer is
Like the old
getting
Reese's
you off.
commercial. Like one person's walking with a computer, one person's walking with a fleshlight,
Oh
and
my
they
God.
run into each other like, hey, you got your computer in my sex toy.
Yeah.
You got your sex toy in my computer.
Oh my god.
Would be hilarious if that's how things worked. You just mashed them together and something new came out.
That'd be fucking weird.
Inventors are just mashing new things together. Bringing it back a little bit to conspiracy theories, just for an awkward segue. Speaking of future conspiracy theories, Amazon just announced Amazon Pharma. So, like, you can buy your prescription drugs from Amazon now. Yeah, and they said on if you're a Prime member, you get discounts. So 80% discount on generics and 40% discount on name brand.
What?
And that's like without insurance.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They're
Dude.
doing the same thing they did to books, man. What? Because, like, think about it. They're going to become this. They're already the store of like, you get your medicine and then you're like, well, I do like Reese's. Amazon's already kind of that. Now you added the medicine. Why do you need a Walgreens? You can get your Reese's delivered, bro.
Well, that was their whole plan of them buying Whole Foods, was that they wanted to make stores.
Well, their whole plan of buying everything is to have everything.
Global
That's what I'm
domination.
saying. Like, they're talking about the conspiracy theories that are coming out of this shit. Amazon medicine have to take over the world.
That's pretty cool though. Like 80% off on generic. That's fucking lit.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts.
That's gonna help a lot of people without, like, they're basically like making their own like universal medicine.
I mean, to some degree, yeah. But at what cost? For now, not
So
much.
here's the thing, dude. Here's what it comes down to. I've been having this like moral, like, okay, so like I feel like we're in kind of a time right now where people, like, we're in this weird limbo, I feel like. And what I mean by that is like, it's like, okay, guys, we either need to push forward to the future or we need to like figure something else out. Because I think we're getting to a point where like technology can help, is really going to be able to start being able to help us.
Yeah.
But people are going to have the moral kind of like stand that like, oh, is this something I can trust? Is it this? Is it that? And now like we're getting to this point where people are like, okay, I trust this. I'll do it. But my thing is like, we got to go either all in or we just fucking cut it out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've had similar feelings. So I have I have been thinking a lot about technology, and I think, okay, so we got crazy blasted on this edible like 2 nights ago. We'll talk about that probably in a second. But I'm bringing it up because I forgot. I'm a little high, guys. Why did I bring up the edible? Thinking about technology. I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about technology. And so, we got blasted on this edible. And I think I said to you while we were blasted on that edible that I feel like we're heading towards a weird dystopia that like cyberpunk and other dystopic like depictions of the future, you know, like 1984, a few other things touched on, but none of them got right. Like, you know what I mean? And we're like hitting this weird middle ground that no one fully saw coming. And it's just like, and I feel like technology has 2 paths. Okay. So because I was at the same point you were, where it's like, do we just pull back? Like, how do you even pull back? Like, you know what I mean? Do you try to have like some like status quo keeping thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't go past this or whatever. And then I was like, no, I think there's 2 paths forward. Either one is the way we're going, and we just need to go full steam ahead if we are to choose it. But like, you know, anyways, I'm not gonna go there. But we either need to go full steam ahead if we're gonna choose it, and that's like kind of what we're doing. Like, we're just building technology to suck the most out of everything. Just like, you know what I mean? And to become like the most like precise version of itself. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're creating like these ad machines that are just to sell ads, you know, like ads for ads sake, like nothing more, like not trying to sell ads to even benefit your life, just sell ads, whatever it is, sell it to you and stuff like that. Or we can go down a path where we realize, hey, this shit could like fuck us. And we're in some ways not smart enough to even figure out how sometimes. So we need to just start building for this to serve us. Like, you know what I mean? Like in like a good way, like serve, like, you know, give to us, make us better. And I feel like those are the paths. And a few people are starting to talk about the serve us, and hopefully enough do so we could flop on that path. But as of right now, I don't see that happening.
No, dude, because we got Mark Cubans of the world.
Yeah. And oh yeah, that was so wise. That was so wise. Ooh, that was so deep. If you really meditate on it, guys. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Mark Cuban, the billionaire,
owns the Mavericks.
Yeah,
the Dallas Mavericks.
Someone. I actually think it was on Fox News. So I'm not trying to like toot Fox News horn, but good journalism right here, guys. They asked him, they go, so how can you still like support China or like kowtow to China and do business with them? Because he's been very big about like certain social justice issues. And in almost every case, I would say rightly so. And he, so they were like, how can you tout that, but then also still do business with China, who's doing an ethnic cleansing of the Uyghurs? And if you don't know about that, Google it. It's pretty nuts. Could be the next Holocaust. We don't know if it's that extreme yet, but it's still pretty darn extreme. It shouldn't be happening. And then he literally just said, because they're customers. I can't fix every problem in the world. They're customers. And I have had a saying for a little while that, like, there's a saying that's like, evil wins when good men, I'm gonna look it up because I like to say. Okay. So it says the quote is, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Right. And I have co-opted it and have said for like a little while now, like every once in a while, whenever I get to this point in conversation with people, which is not very often, is the only thing for evil to triumph is for good men to say it's just business. Because you can justify anything with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like an ethnic cleansing.
Well, that's why I like there are some tech companies that are pulling out of China.
Yeah, very few though.
Because they don't agree with the shit that's going on.
Yeah. You want to hear what happened with China? Even in like my own life, that was like annoying.
No, what?
So I've been doing the VTubers. Like I told you, I've been watching these VTubers out here. One of the groups has like an offshoot in China. And two of their like VTubers, and one did it after the other because she was like trying to defend the other. One was like, oh, what are my like audience stats? Because I know I have foreign fans, and because she's Japanese. And so she goes and she just reads the YouTube analytics. So she's like, Japan, the United States, Taiwan, da-da-da-da-da. So they have a Chinese offshoot. The Chinese fans went ballistic. Well, and to be fair, I'm not saying all of them. It seems that there's like a strong, like from what other Chinese fans were saying, you know, it's like everywhere in China, there's like 10%, 15% that are just strong, you know, what the Communist Party wants. But they're loud. So they overpower a lot of things. And so those fans went ballistic and talked about how, you know, like Taiwan is China, da-da-da-da. And anyways, it got so big. So the company, to appease China, had to suspend those two people for 3 weeks. And they released a statement. And but the Chinese fans went everywhere. They were attacking all of the streamers, the Chinese ones, so much so they had to disable being able to view the comments while they were streaming. And like for the, you know, the audience too on screen. And on like the Reddit and stuff, like we had like Chinese bros that were not like crazy being like coming over and like giving us intel. Because they're like, hey guys, they're purposely going to come in and pretend to be fans from like other countries and be disruptive. And so they're like, watch out. Don't bite into the bait. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And so all this crazy shit, long story short, it like led up so much that they had to close their offices in China. And the reason why that's so upsetting is because there's 5 beautiful little VTuber girls who have been doing a great job building little audiences and everything. And like doing their best, and like now they're left out to dry because of everything else.
That's so fucked up.
All because they said Taiwan. And you know what's even more fucked up? The reason why their YouTube analytics are Taiwan is number 3 is because for the Chinese fan to view them on YouTube, they have to use a VPN because of the communist government blocks YouTube. So the way that they get it without latency is by going through Taiwanese VPNs.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, so the reason why Taiwan's up there is because the Chinese are trying to watch YouTube.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah, dude, it's so annoying. But so annoying. It's just shit like that's disgusting.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I think it's disgusting that, you know, someone can claim dominion over a group of people just because they want to. That's just crazy to me. Like, it'd be like if the United States just walked up to like
Hawaii and took it.
I mean, we got to. That's disgusting too. I'm not
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like we did that 10 years ago.
No, but it's the fact. It's like if like the Hawaiian people were like, we're not a part of America.
Like we should support that. Yeah.
We should support it. Like if Alaska was like, we're a part of Canada. We're no longer.
You're saying like you think that anyway, like if all the people genuinely agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I agree. That's why the Crimea situation was so confusing for me. Do you know about that? It was Ukraine. There was a part of Ukraine called Crimea. That was like a province or whatever they're called there. And it was when Russia like kind of invaded. It was like a weird situation. Like it's hard for me to even remember all the details. I just remember that Russia annexed Crimea and it freaked out. But things coming from Crimea said that the Crimean people wanted it because there was a big Russian population there.
Oh, okay.
But you never know because Russia's a propaganda machine if that's true. You know what I mean? Because everything coming from Ukraine was like, these people are, this is like a takeover. They don't want this. Russia still has Crimea, I believe. But like, I was so confused because I was like, if the people genuinely want it, I think this should be allowed. I was like, but if they don't want it, that's pretty evil.
Yeah.
Why?
No, for sure. And I get it. Taiwan's really close to China. I get it. But like, no.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know the Taiwanese, they literally have a grin. Why? Because they get so much propaganda. The country literally has like, they're the number one about like cutting through bullshit, like even online. Like they have a director of like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like a director of like the internet and like computer shit. And she headed out this thing and like, so they have a lot of systems that we should use in the United States. But yeah, so they have like a whole thing, and the Taiwanese people all together like know they're getting like bombarded and people are trying to disrupt them. So like they like are pretty skeptical about most things.
Hang in there, Taiwan. You'll make it out alive.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and sorry if we have any China listeners.
I think it would be a big deal though. Like I don't think it would be a Hong Kong.
We're probably fucking banned in China.
I mean, if they heard this one, we would be.
I don't even give a fuck.
Maybe we, depending on how big this podcast gets, maybe we can't go to China.
I don't even know if I would want to go to China.
I do. There's still good people there, and it's still.
Well, I'm
neat.
not even saying that.
It's still neat.
Yeah, it's true.
I just
The
wish-
wall looks like shit though.
But the Chinese government, I think, has given us a glimpse into our future. Because remember how I said the dystopia? What I think it's going to be, and I think it's going to look slightly different everywhere. I think China gave it to us. It has this, it's ultra authoritarian, but it's also capitalistic. So similar. So China, they watch everything you do and all this stuff. You have all these restrictions, Uyghur camps, like all this stuff. But in theory, if you toe the line, then you live what we would consider normal. You know what I mean? And you have enough money. And I think if everything goes the same way we're going, I don't see a future where I don't see a future for the whole world, not just the United States, that doesn't go authoritarian. I almost feel like America being so not authoritarian, and I'm not saying that they weren't like I feel like all governments throughout history have been a little authoritarian. You know what I mean? But I mean like as far as like they weren't like fascistic necessarily, or you know what I mean, like in the same ways. Like they weren't like full-blown communism in Russia, or you know what I mean, or China. And I almost feel like we were like a weird blimp and experiment in history in that way. Do you know what I mean? And so I think we're just going to a weird future where it's just like it's softer than Chinese communism, like authoritarian, like rule, but it's still going to become authoritarian. And I think every country will. I don't really see a future where that doesn't happen.
Yeah, actually, I think I can agree with that for the most part. I think it's going to probably get to
That's
that
why
point.
I say we have to get weed in on the DL and just stay cool. At least let us have our weed. And I think they will. They'll be like, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta, I could do shit, right? And you're just like, I guess not.
I guess I'll just smoke.
But also, I was listening to podcasts where they were talking about a lot of technology shit. And he was talking about aliens. The guy was like, I mean, I kind of believe in aliens. He's like, I definitely believe in aliens. He's like, I just don't think any of them made it here. And then he brought up a few reasons why, like, that's his most likely belief. He does believe there could be, you know. And then they were talking, and I just haven't even thought about some of the destructive ways. So, like he brought up a good quote. He was like, the IQ it takes to to do a world destroying event drops 1 every year. So like, you know what I mean? Like in 1850, to do a thing that would really destroy the world, you had to be like a fucking super genius to be able to do it. Like even just mentally, let alone the other stuff, right? But like now, not to be super genius, you have to just be genius enough to like get some nukes. You know what I mean? And he like in every year he's saying it goes down because like think about it this way. So like several things and just think of their destructive nature. So in theory, part of stuff with like technology and like Neuralink and stuff like that, it's like mapping memory, right? Reading memory. Like you'd be able to read your memories, past memories of other people. Like, you know, people can get in the brain, read it all. It's like, wow, that's so cool. Maybe you can literally cherish memories. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Or like how you can relive it. But once you get the technology to read it, you can also get the technology to write. And now think about implanting memories or changing past memories. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
The destructive potential of that is infinite, arguably. And now think about nanobots. People are working on them. Things are moving. If you can just create nanobots to like, if it's easy as just programming nanobots with like a programming language, even like a simple thing that would be destructive is like just consume and repopulate. Because they're working on nanobots that could like eat organic material, use that to make new nanobots. Like, we're not there yet, but if you think the future like keeps going, we will be there one day. So now think about nanobots that get cheap and like you're using them for other things. But now all it takes is like a 15-year-old kid, super edgy, that's pretty smart, can learn a programming language, and all he does is consume. Dude, now nanobots just keep eating until everyone's dead.
Yeah, that would be fucking nuts.
No, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying there aren't repercussions, but like he was also bringing up, it's way easier to build a bomb and send it, right? Like build a nuke and send it than it is to create technology to stop a nuke.
Oh, that's crazy.
So he's like, he was saying like it's always easier for the attacker. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like it's easier for hackers to figure out how to get into your computer than for you to defend your computer.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And that's one of the reasons why crypto is pretty cool is because it is super defensive. So that's like a lot of people that are like really into crypto, like it almost becomes like a philosophy thing to try to figure out how to make the whole world crypto essentially. But yeah, so it's just like, I don't even know where to go with this.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn.
But like, and not to bum everyone out. Remember those auto blows? That was fun times.
And get one now. Only $2.19.
But I mean, I think there are potential futures where we don't destroy ourselves. I just saw the point. You know what I mean? And I was like, those are like real existential questions. Though it's like, what do we do when we can make technology at home that's destructible? Like if you change,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like in theory, like infinitely growing potential. Like in theory, there's infinite safety options. So maybe this is all for naught. But like in theory, we could build a thing that like a baby could accidentally slobber on and blow up everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like it would be in the house or whatever, you know, but eventually. And, yeah. And it's just like, I don't know, man.
I don't know either, man.
But the other futures I see is like a Matrix future.
Yeah.
Which like we don't destroy each other's, but we like plug into something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Plug your conscience up and go for a
I mean,
ride.
it'd be kind of cool, but there is something like, is this, there's almost something that feels dirty about it to me. like, is it blasphemous? Like,
yeah, no,
I don't mean in like a real religious way. Do you know what I mean? Like in a more existential, like human way. Like, are we just calling it quits? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
No, I totally get that. It's weird.
It's almost how you feel when you actually feel like you wasted a day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And and me personally, I don't feel like that very often. I don't need a lot for me to be like, today was a complete day. I basically just need to watch a new movie. And I'm like, wow, what a good day.
Oh
this was a good day. We didn't waste it. We feel rejuvenated for the next day. Like, when I do feel like I wasted a day or wasted time, I really feel it. Like, I'm like,
you're like, oh
yeah. I'm like, oh, you piece of fuck. How We didn't do anything. Anything you that
Not
fed
even
you?
watch a new movie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, exactly. And it's like that's almost how I feel like with the Matrix stuff. Is like, is that what we're doing? We're just wasting everything and just prolonging the waste
Probably.
forever. We're just forever wasting. And I mean, that being said, I'm not saying I wouldn't sign up necessarily. Like, it depends on how everything would go down, and like I would really have to meditate on it. But maybe I would just waste.
Oh my god! Complain about it every step of the way. I'm like, I'm
no,
doing it,
no.
but
If I
fuck.
chose it, then I would be like, and I knew I chose it, then I'd be like, okay. I'm fine with. I don't usually complain about things I have a choice about. I complain endlessly on things I don't have a choice about. But if I choose it and I know I chose it, the most I'll complain is, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Like, do you know what I mean? But I'll never complain why I'm there. I'm like, I did this to myself. Joe Rogan had a really, really interesting podcast guest that I haven't finished yet. But it was this guy does like religious studies, basically, essentially. And he's a professor. And he's writing a book and drugs. He does about religious studies and drugs. And so he's just talking about like religious behaviors and things he's been talking about. Some of the stuff I've said, which I liked, which like, I don't know. The thing that annoys me the most, especially when I'm listening to people I feel like are smarter than me, is like when I think of a point no one's talking about, but I feel like it's obvious. I'm like, I just want someone else to see it. I just want someone else. So as soon as I hear like, especially like a smart person say it, I'm like, okay. Whew, okay, other people see it? Cool. And so like him saying some of them, I was like, yeah. But he was just talking about how like he wants to open up the thought on it. He's like, we all do religious behaviors that's very inherent into humans. And he's like, but we just think about it in like terms of Christianity or something. He's like, I want to broaden it. Like examples is he finds that like celebrity worship, he thinks is very religious. He's like, because there's little rituals, there's like, you know, this, that, the other, and the admiration, blah, 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 the listening to them, you know, looking at them almost as like with reverence and stuff like that. And then he also was talking about how he even thinks pharmaceutical drugs are religious. What he means by that is like there's a ritual, you do it every day, you put your faith in it that it will do something, and confidently, and it like, and he's like,
yeah, that's very interesting.
And then he's like, and that takes you to a place where you can handle something better.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about how even religious, he finds the ads dripping with religion, because he was talking about like, look at the commercials. They're like, do you need saving, essentially? And like, this will save you. This will give you new life.
Yeah.
And like, put your faith in this and you will be better.
Pyramid schemes.
Religious. But so he, you know, he's just saying like, we all are like deeply religious. We just don't realize it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I just thought that was interesting.
It's ingrained in our fucking history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been saying it, especially with some stuff I've been saying. Like, whew. I think politics is becoming the new religion, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think that is
people
both.
fucking literally thought Trump was God.
And literally the devil.
Like, what?
Like, we simultaneously saw two religions born. Where one where he was the savior and one where he was the Satan.
Yeah.
Like,
it was both.
Yeah, dude. Like we simultaneously saw that be born. But like, and I think that's very dangerous. Honestly, I like the politics becoming religion for so many reasons. I think
I agree with you.
I think it's dangerous, and I think it is silly, because I think part of the problem with it is then politics also become more about just signaling instead of actually doing things.
Yeah, no, for sure. Which is,
do you get what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. I think it's dangerous on all levels. I think it makes it easier for calls to violence, and it makes it easier to do violence.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when it becomes your moral authority, you can justify anything.
Yeah. Have you been hearing about Peru?
No.
So Peru, don't quote me on this, but I just know like a very basic story of it. Peru's president or whatever, or like resigned, and then it went to like the second person who the people also don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're still like, no, like we want someone different. And basically they've been using riots as a form of like silencing people. Like basically like killing people, like killing Peruvians.
Oh, wow.
But they're like, oh, it's just riots. But that's like what the government's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? That's so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
To basically be like, we're going to kill you because we can, and we're just going to blame it on them.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell you to your face right now because you're going to be dead in about 5 minutes and no one's going to give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. And it's all because of corrupt politicians. That's why the guy from Peru stepped down.
Exactly.
Was because he was corrupt. He resigned before it went to the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think that's it though. It's just like that's the problem. Is like not just corrupt politicians, but like faith in them, honestly, is a big part of the problem. And one of the reasons I think things are getting more authoritarian is because at a certain point there is like, what can the people do? You know what I mean? Like that's why everyone is all hunky dory with the Second Amendment. And I know that made it sound like I'm like Second Amendment. I'm actually like, nah. I think I like gun law. I like being able to like own guns if you can. My biggest thing would be like certain restrictions, but I think some restrictions are just done for like, I feel like there's restrictions that are given, and this is just the political system because of how they look. And then there's parts where they overlook where you're like, well, that actually doesn't change anything, but like, we still don't have to check his mental health history.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can't buy that attachment, but he can still buy it in the same day. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's fucked.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I that's how I feel about that. But anyways, one of the reasons they're so like hoity-toity about the Second Amendment is he is like, so you can fight back against the government. And to some degree, I get it, especially at certain times in history. But like with drones, dude, like I just don't think anyone realizes how drones change the game.
Oh, for sure. No, yeah.
Like if the government wants you to be silenced, you're going to be silenced. Right now, we're just on this tightrope of how much the government wants to just show that, okay, we're just in power now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't actually care what you say. Like,
yeah.
Like I feel like we're on this weird tightrope, and I think it's because there are some good people in government. That I need to say that too. But the system is becoming so strong, the system itself might break the people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, okay, let's rebel. There's two things that I think are going to be ultimate game changers, and that's when I think the shifting tide happens the most. We got one. We already have drones, and they're just getting better. The second one is they're working on technology right now. This is not conspiracy. You can find it. But where they can listen to you from satellites anywhere in your home or wherever you're at. They don't need the cell phone anymore. They don't need to like a satellite. If they want to listen to you, they can. It's over.
God damn it.
What can you do?
People are going to hear me jerking off now.
See, and that's the fun light side of it. Most of us, most of us don't have anything to really worry about. Like that's kind of how I felt with the NSA stuff. Like but one of the reasons I felt like not as big of a deal for everyone else is I just didn't realize everyone else didn't think the government was listening to them.
Right.
Like I thought the government was already listening, so I was like, yeah.
They're like, duh.
And I mean, it was illegal. Our court system says it's illegal, but what has been done about it?
Yeah, it's like this silent like overlord thing that's like where they're like
Snowden is still wanted. He whistleblowed about it. The court system even said he did a good thing. They said that was illegal. He should have said it was illegal. But he's still wanted. No one's given him amnesty. He's still living in Russia.
Is he really?
Yeah, because Russia gave him asylum.
They're like, hey, we want your genius mind. Get your ass over here.
And he was actually on his way to go somewhere else, but then they canceled his visa. So, because the United States pressured him.
That's fucking crazy.
And that happened under Obama, who went into office saying on the website that he wouldn't go after whistleblowers that like whistleblowed about actual problems. Then he took it off the website after he went after Snowden.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to pick and choose your battles. You're like, okay, you're paying me millions of dollars.
No, but
year.
yeah, right. But that's the craziest thing is he's the president that was the most vocal about being like for whistleblowers essentially. And then his presidency was arguably the most anti-whistleblower presidency of any president of the United States.
That's so funny.
Isn't it? Welcome to American politics.
Sorry for all you people who listen to us that aren't from America, but here's your little tea for the day.
Yeah, but so it's just like things like that. It's just like, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Can't do nothing. That's why we gotta get this meat in here, boys.
It makes me so like when people are like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get my gun if anyone tries to step." I'm like, "Bitch, they literally could just kill you from inside your house." Using some fucking signal.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's like a little extreme, but like
I mean, but we're not far from it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you can fucking breathe in the air in your own home and it could be like toxic because they put fucking arsenic or some shit in it.
Right? Yeah, and like here's the thing. Because I want to end on a lighter note. The two positive things we can do for the future, and the only way to start them, I guess, is talk about them. One, you gotta a good future would only happen with a philosophy change on a massive scale. And it doesn't take everyone, it just takes most of them. Do you know what I mean? And if we can somehow get into the DNA of like I want to say America, but I meant the world. The world, America, everybody just like for humanity, essentially, not for like profit or stuff like that. Like just a slight perspective shift, like that would go a long way. But then I think that would manifest in the way where like we're choosing technology to make it for ourselves. Like we need the personal philosophy change, but we also need within that the making technology to serve us.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying like so much that we've lost so much humanity like across the world, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we're like disposable now because of how many of us there are.
Yeah.
And like that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to get to a place where like it's even worse than that.
Right.
But anyways, yeah. So
so what about those auto blows? No, actually, I don't think you said the skit though. It was a pretty funny skit. He basically just was saying to people on the street, he was like, would you rather get a blowjob from a woman or an auto blow?
And he gave people that said auto blow free auto blows.
Yeah. That one guy was like, do I get one either way? And then he was like, yeah. And then he goes, okay, then a woman. And he goes, well, no auto blow. And he's like, wait. Like he literally was like that. He's like, wait. If I say auto blow, do I get the auto blow? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, then auto blow.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Anyways, so if you hang around with us this long, thank you so much for being a dedicated listener. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're gonna rate the strain that we were smoking on.
So we were smoking on Slurricane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say Slurricane might have broke into my top 5.
Yeah, it's definitely top 5 for me. I like the flavor of it. I know it's weird to say, but like,
yeah, it's a pretty good flavor.
It tastes like almost like a food.
Yeah, it has a pretty good flavor.
The high is really nice too. It's not like so relaxing that you want to go to sleep, but it's also not so peppy. It's a good hybrid.
Yeah, it is. It hit me a little different this time though. It made me like forgetful.
Yeah, I could get that.
I would say it doesn't normally make me forgetful, but today it did. Yeah,
it's a beauty of weed.
Yeah, it hits you different.
Yeah, so
I would say mine's a 4.
Yeah, I think mine's a 4 too. Yeah, it was a solid strain.
Yeah, solid 4. If it's around you, if you find Slurricane, I would definitely say get it if you can.
Yeah, I would say definitely get it. It's worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. But yeah, so I think 4.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel good. It just makes me feel chill. Like I can still do things, but like also I could not.
Right.
Like I'm not like crazy hype on it. But it's nice. I do like it a lot. It's a good balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I give it a 4 as well.
Yeah, I feel like I feel the same on it. So one of the reasons I like Slurricane is I feel like it gives me like a nice relaxing like body. But not like in an into the couch way. And so like that's why I like did you say it was gonna be a good afternoon high?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it is a really good afternoon high. It's because like if you like indicas, it still gives you a lot of things you like about indicas, but you'll still feel it won't be as hard to do things.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I feel like I love indicas, but sometimes if I get too high on an indica, I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna force myself because I'll hate myself if I don't do these things. But god damn, is it hard?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I feel you on that. It's awful.
Yeah, so good midday Slurricane.
Yeah. But yeah, continue to like and comment and email us. We love talking to you guys. It's so much fun to hear from you, and we want to help people. So if you're an artist that's doing a podcast or you're a musician or whatever, we like to feature people on the podcast, give you a shout out. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure. We're Smoke With Us Podcast on everything that we're on except Twitter. Twitter is SWU Potcast. SWUPOT cast. And our email is smokewithuspodcast@gmail.com. And we're gonna send you out the same way we always do. The same warheads, spark.
Smoke weed every day.
I've been wavy for the longest, need the rest of y'all to catch up to me. Terpene gravy for my bong hit, so every hit is extra gooey. Then I light it extra doobie, get high while I Netflix movies. Pass it to my baby, muffled coffee, my face next to boobies. I like to get high a lot, I like to get high a lot. My girls to take smaller dabs because we have to buy a lot. I hate it when my lighter's lost, don't you too? That shit sucks, anywho I got shit to do. Need a smoker then after fuck, no I don't wanna work with you. All you other rappers suck, I told you I got work to do, so will you please get off my nuts? Sorry, don't think I'm high enough. Nope, light another up. Coughing while we mob and drop the glob, and when the glow is up, 99 problems think I solved until I sober up. My squad do this often, we hot boxing if we pulling up.
99 problems think I solved until I sober up. My squad do this often, we hot boxing if we pull
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a sparkler. Dabs got my fingers sticky like I'm Peter Parker. Feeling like a king, scrolling memes with scenes from Arthur. Sauce has terpenes, diamonds looking like it's tartar. All my friends grow weed, we got some inner city farmers. It don't matter if you broke or not, you can find a way to smoke some pot. Every spot is overstocked and every block an open shop, and everybody's high, you can't even find a sober cop. Every night I'm stoned, then I zone out and play Overwatch. Then I get hungry as I'm looking for some shows to watch. Baby plug me with some munchies, all of a sudden I'm dozing off.
Then I get hungry as I'm looking for some shows to watch. Baby plug me with some munchies, all of a sudden I'm
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a
I
spark.
like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.
I like my
It light up like a spark.